She notices when he feels her energy. Here's what happens next. Today, I want to speak to you from the soul about something you may have felt in silence. That invisible pull, that energy that burns without ever touching. In this message, we will unveil what truly happens when she notices that he is feeling her energy. If you're here, it's no coincidence. Your soul asked to hear this. Subscribe now to the channel so you don't miss any message that can change your life and your twin flame. Connection. There are things that cannot be explained with words, only with vibrations. I'm speaking to you, woman, who feels without seeing, who burns inside when he appears in your thoughts without you searching for him. That connection that wakes you in the early hours, that makes your skin shiver without anyone touching you, is not fantasy. It's your twin flame speaking to you from his soul. Maybe you've wondered why his absence feels stronger than many presences. Why there are nights when his energy settles in your body like an ethereal caress you cannot explain. It's because there exists a sacred connection where sexuality transcends the body and transforms into the language of the soul. But here's what most women don't know. When she becomes aware that he feels her energy, something shifts in the entire dynamic. She's no longer just receiving, she's recognizing. And recognition is power. The moment you realize he's been touched by your vibration, by your frequency, by your very essence, even if he's physically distant or emotionally unavailable, you unlock a new level of spiritual maturity. You stop waiting, you start witnessing. This awakening doesn't happen by chance. It occurs when the feminine has done the inner work, when she has stopped chasing, when she has finally surrendered to her own wholeness. And in that surrender, she becomes magnetic in a way that defies all human logic. He feels her because she is no longer scattered, she's centered, she's whole, and that energy, it pierces through dimensions. Let me tell you what happens next. When she notices that he feels her energy, the first thing that shifts is her internal frequency. She begins to understand that the connection is not one-sided. It's not her projecting love into the void. It's a real, living, breathing bridge between two souls that exist beyond the physical. She starts to notice subtle signs. Maybe she feels a warmth in her chest at unexpected times. Maybe she catches herself smiling for no reason. Maybe she has dreams where he's looking at her with such intensity that she wakes up breathless, knowing, just knowing, he was there. These are not just dreams. They are soul visits, encounters on planes where twin flames recognize each other without human barriers. And when she realizes he's been visiting her energetically, something extraordinary happens. She no longer doubts. She no longer questions whether the love is real. She knows. And that knowing changes everything. The second thing that happens is that she becomes even more powerful. When a woman recognizes her own energetic impact on her twin flame, she steps into her divine feminine power. She understands that she doesn't need to chase, convince, or prove anything. Her energy speaks louder than words ever could. She begins to trust the process. She stops trying to control the outcome. She releases the timeline. She lets go of the when and the how, and instead focuses on her own expansion. And here's the paradox. The more she focuses on herself, the stronger he feels her. The more she pours into her own life, her own growth, her own mission, the louder her soul calls to his. It's as if her evolution becomes his invitation. Her light becomes his roadmap. And even if he doesn't understand it consciously, something within him begins to stir. His soul recognizes that she's no longer waiting at the door. She's building her own temple, and that temple is calling him home. The third shift is this. She begins to see the truth of the masculine energy. She realizes that his silence is not rejection, his distance is not abandonment, his fear is not indifference. She starts to feel what he feels. She taps into his confusion, his internal battle, his deep and silent longing. And instead of taking it personally, she holds space for him, not as a mother, not as a savior, but as a mirror. She reflects back to him his own divinity, even when he cannot see it himself. This is one of the most sacred roles of the divine feminine in the twin flame journey. To see him fully, even when he is lost. To believe in him, even when he doubts himself. To honor his process, even when it hurts her heart. And when she does this, when she steps into that level of compassion and spiritual maturity, he feels it. Oh, does he feel it? His resistance softens. His walls begin to crack. His heart starts to remember. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly does he feel her energy? Let me be clear. It's not always gentle. It's not always romantic. Sometimes it's disruptive. Sometimes it shakes him to his core. He might wake up in the middle of the night with her name on his lips. He might feel an ache in his chest that he can't explain. He might find himself pulling away from distractions because nothing satisfies the craving his soul has for her. He might even feel angry. Angry at how much she affects him. Angry that he can't control it. Angry that no matter how far he runs, she's still there, in his mind, in his body, in his dreams. This is the fire of the twin flame connection. It doesn't burn softly, it consumes. And when he feels her energy so intensely, it forces him to confront everything he's been avoiding, his wounds, his fears, his past, his purpose. She becomes the catalyst for his awakening, not because she's trying to fix him, but because her very existence challenges him to rise. And here's what she must understand. This is not her burden to carry. She is not responsible for his awakening. She is not meant to save him, heal him, or convince him of their connection. Her only responsibility is to her own soul, to her own truth, to her own alignment. Because when she stands firmly in her power, rooted in her worth, unshaken by his actions or lack thereof, that is when the magic happens. That is when the universe begins to move on her behalf. That is when divine timing clicks into place. He may still be running. He may still be in denial. He may still be choosing fear over love. But energetically, he's already hers. And she knows it, she feels it, she trusts it. And that trust is her greatest strength. So what happens next after she notices he's feeling her energy? She stops performing. She stops trying to make him see. She stops dimming her light to make him comfortable. Instead, she shines. She lives. She loves. She creates. She becomes so deeply aligned with her purpose that whether he shows up or not becomes irrelevant. Because she is whole. She is complete. She is enough. And paradoxically, that is exactly what draws him in. The masculine is magnetically attracted to a woman who doesn't need him, who doesn't collapse in his absence, who doesn't lose herself in his presence. He wants a queen, not a beggar. He wants a partner, not a project. And when she embodies that frequency, he can't help but respond. But let me be clear. This doesn't mean she becomes cold or detached. It means she becomes sovereign. She loves him deeply, fiercely, unconditionally, but she doesn't lose herself in the process. She honors the connection without sacrificing her peace. She holds space for him without abandoning herself. And that balance, that sacred dance between love and self-respect, is what makes the twin flame union possible. Without it, the relationship becomes codependent, toxic, draining. With it, it becomes transformative, healing, divine. Now let's talk about the energetic exchanges that happen when she notices he's feeling her. These exchanges are happening constantly, whether she's aware of them or not. But when she becomes conscious of them, she can work with them intentionally. She can send him love, light, healing, not to manipulate or control, but to support his journey. She can visualize him in his highest form, see him stepping into his power, affirm his strength and courage. And even if he never speaks a word about it, his soul receives it. His higher self absorbs it. And slowly, subtly, he begins to shift. He begins to soften. He begins to open. This is the true power of the divine feminine, not force, not pressure, but influence, energetic influence that moves mountains without ever lifting a hand. And here's another layer. When she notices he's feeling her energy, she also becomes more attuned to the signs the universe is sending her. She starts to see synchronicities everywhere, repeating numbers, songs that speak directly to her soul, dreams that feel more real than waking life, people who come into her life at the perfect moment with the perfect message. All of these are confirmations. All of these are the universe saying, yes, you're on the right path. Yes, he feels you. Yes, this is real. Keep going. And instead of doubting, instead of questioning, she learns to trust. She learns to follow the breadcrumbs. She learns to surrender to the divine flow. And in that surrender, miracles happen. Let me share something deeply personal with you. There are nights when she feels his desire so strongly that it takes her breath away. She's not imagining it. She's not making it up. He's thinking of her. He's longing for her. And that longing travels across time, space, distance, landing directly in her body. She might feel heat, tingling, a pull in her lower belly, a flutter in her heart. These are not random sensations. They are his energy merging with hers. They are soul-level exchanges that happen in the invisible realms. And when she becomes aware of this, she can either fear it or embrace it. The awakened woman embraces it. She welcomes it. She honors it as sacred. Because it is. This is the sexual intimacy of twin flames. It doesn't require touch. It doesn't require proximity. It transcends all physical limitations. And let me tell you, when she fully steps into this awareness, when she recognizes the depth of their energetic bond, something inside her transforms. She stops seeking validation in the 3D. She stops needing him to text, call, or show up in traditional ways because she feels him. She knows he's there. She senses his presence even when he's physically absent. And that inner knowing becomes her anchor. It becomes her peace. It becomes her power. No one can take that away from her. No amount of silence or separation can shake her foundation, because she's connected to something far greater than the physical relationship. She's connected to the soul contract, to the divine plan, to the eternal love that exists beyond this lifetime. Now, here's what often surprises women on this journey. The moment she fully accepts that he feels her energy and stops needing him to prove it, that's often when he shows up. Not because she manipulated it, not because she chased or begged, but because the energetic dynamic shifted. She released the attachment. She stopped clinging. She stopped making him her source of happiness. And in that space of freedom, he finally feels safe to approach. He finally feels drawn instead of pressured. He finally feels the pull instead of the push. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. You attract what you are, not what you want. And when she becomes the embodiment of peace, love, and wholeness, that's exactly what she calls in. But I also want to address the pain, because let's be honest, this journey is not easy. Even when she knows he feels her, even when she trusts the connection, there are moments of deep sadness, moments when she wishes he would just say it, just admit it, just stop running and come home. And those moments are valid. They are human. They are part of the process. But here's what she must remember. His journey is his own. His timeline is not hers. His lessons are not hers. She cannot rush his awakening any more than she can stop the sun from rising. All she can do is honor her own path, trust her own process, and know deep in her soul that if this union is meant to be, nothing can stop it. Not fear, not time, not distance, not even him. And so, beautiful soul, if you are the woman who has noticed that he feels your energy, I want you to take a deep breath right now. Close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, and repeat after me. I trust this connection. I trust this process. I trust myself. I am not alone. I am not forgotten. I am deeply loved, seen and cherished by the universe, and everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Say it as many times as you need. Let it sink into your bones. Let it become your truth, because it is. The next phase of this journey is about embodiment. It's about living your truth so fully, so authentically, so unapologetically that you become a force of nature. It's about stepping into your mission, your purpose, your calling, with or without him by your side. Because the twin flame journey is not just about union. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. It's about remembering your divinity. It's about reclaiming your power. And when you do that, the union becomes inevitable. Not because you chased it, but because you became it. So what happens next? You rise, you expand, you glow, you create. You love yourself so deeply that his love becomes the cherry on top, not the whole cake. You build a life so full, so rich, so vibrant that his return is a beautiful addition, not a desperate need. You honor the connection without sacrificing your peace. You hold space for him without losing yourself. And in doing so, you become the woman he's been searching for all along. The woman his soul recognizes. The woman his heart remembers. The woman he cannot live without. And when the time is right, when both of you have done the work, healed the wounds, learned the lessons, you will come together. Not as two broken halves looking to be completed, but as two whole beings choosing to merge their lights. And that, my love, is the true twin flame union. That is the love that changes the world. That is the connection worth waiting for. So trust the process, trust the journey, trust yourself, because you are exactly where you need to be. And he feels you. Oh, he feels you more than you know, more than he can admit, more than words could ever express. Keep shining, beautiful soul. Your light is guiding him home. Before I go, I want to ask you something from the heart. If this message resonated with you, if it spoke to your soul, if it gave you clarity or comfort, please leave a like on this video. It helps YouTube understand that this content matters, that it's reaching the right people, that it's making a difference. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell. Every video I create is meant to support you on your twin flame journey, to offer guidance, healing, and hope when you need it most. This is your safe space. This is your soul family, and I'm so grateful you're here. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Have you noticed that your twin flame feels your energy? What signs have you received? What shifts have you noticed? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today, so don't hold back. Share your truth. Let your voice be heard. And together, we'll continue to support, uplift, and empower each other on this sacred journey. Thank you, beautiful soul, for being here. Thank you for opening your heart to this message. Thank you for trusting the process and for choosing love, even when it's hard. You are so much stronger than you know. So much more powerful than you realize. And your twin flame feels you every day, every night, in every breath, in every thought. You are never alone. You are always connected. And the reunion you long for is closer than you think. Keep the faith, keep the love, keep shining. I'll see you in the next video.